Saturday first, you stood and you know it's the last kick of the game over the free kick. How many options are going through your mind?
Well, quite a few to be fair. I didn't realise it was obviously the actual last kick of the game, but I was obviously having a conversation with Joe and Gibbo. We was talking about potentially shooting, but obviously I went with a decision and just put it in an area, and Morgs did what he's been doing best and heading the ball really hard, and thankfully he's finally got his head onto one, attacking wise, and obviously it was an amazing feeling.
I mean, we were in the press box, we were saying, surely you go for the shot here, everybody else just piles in looking for a rebound. How much of a temptation was that?
Yeah, it was obviously really tempting, obviously with it being so late on in the game. Obviously it was worth a shot, but I just thought, especially with my goal scoring record, it's probably best to just stick it in an area, and thankfully I did that and it paid off.
The scenes, it's cliche to use the word scenes, but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. All the lads were speaking about it after the game, saying it was one of the best feelings they've all had in football. To obviously share that with the 1,300 or so travelling fans was incredible in such an important game as well. Yeah, it's just incredible, really.
They've been immense, haven't they, those fans?
Yeah, fantastic. The support we've been shown especially over the last few games. And thankfully we're starting to repay them for their faith that they're still showing in us. Obviously it's not been the season we've been wanting, but obviously there was 15 games left when the gaffer first came in. Now there's 12, and luckily we're on the back of 3 wins.
You were totally understanding why the fans were frustrated, all the criticism, you lads were accepting it. You felt a sense of responsibility for that, didn't you?
Absolutely. We're the ones going out on the pitch, and obviously we wasn't winning games and performing to the standard that we know we can, and I feel like we've shown that the last 3 games, especially in a defensive mindset, especially like the backfire and Chomp have been absolutely outstanding, but it starts from the front as well, and the 2 strikers, the amount of work they put in, it really gives us a solid base to work from that. But yeah, obviously we understand the frustration from the fans, but we can only thank them for sticking with us. And as I said, we're now starting to repay them.
I know you and Mark Howard, a lot of the other senior players, you were doing things, you were putting things in place anyway before the managerial change happened. Is it a shock, a week like that, the way it all pans out?
Yeah, obviously a manager getting sacked is always a shock, but a few of us took it on ourselves to try and bring a more togetherness about us in the group. Just little things here and there, it's nothing too big, but everything adds up. But you never expect what was going to happen in that week, but we just got on with it, we got our heads down, and we worked really hard, and obviously it's showing now.
There was a real feeling, wasn't there, going down to London Orient, that it was going to be our weekend?
Yeah, it was. Obviously we had a really good week building up to obviously what happened, but the spirit was still there in the dressing room. The training was sharp, intense, so we went into the game really confident, and obviously we got the early goal, and the defensive display we put on for the rest of the game was incredible.
What did that mean for the group, Cal, to do that and then to give yourselves the win that everybody was craving? We all needed that to happen.
It's massive, isn't it? Finally getting that first win. I always believe winning is a habit in football. Once you get one, you go on to get 2 or 3, but we did that over Christmas. We got a few wins, but then obviously we dropped off again. Now it's important that we keep pushing and kicking on. Obviously we've got a really tough game on Saturday, which we're all really looking forward to, but it's important that we stick to what we've been doing and keep pushing.
The whole mood around the place has changed. Can you feel that? Is that something that you can feed off?
Yeah, but as I said, there was a big lift before the Orient game. It felt different in the change room, so we've obviously fed off that, and it's obviously been a lot stronger over the past. Getting 3 wins in a week is fantastic, so it's important that we keep feeding off that and keep getting more wins and points on the board.
What does it say about the group that you've got, Cal, the fact that we go behind in such a horrible way just before half time? A few weeks ago, I think it's fair to say we might well have crumbled at that point.
Yeah, I think that's a massive trait to have in football, is having that ability to win a game after obviously going behind, but going behind so late on in half. It's obviously a kick in the teeth when you think you're going into half time drawing after not playing so great in the first half. To come out and show the fight we did second half, get that early goal, and it felt like there was only going to be one team that was going to win the game after that.
We mentioned the celebrations. It carried on into the dressing room. Simo was telling us the fact that you're all celebrating with Morgs, who got his first ever goal. These little things, they all help to build that team spirit, don't they?
Yeah, Morgs has been outstanding the past few weeks, and obviously he's got his song from the crowd, which he loves, so we started singing that as well. I think it's just nice to have that between the players. It shows a good togetherness there, and obviously we can keep building on that.
And the reaction on social media, I know you guys all follow it, and it hurts when it's not so good, but it's brilliant when it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it comes with football, ups and downs. It's going to happen throughout every season. But as I said, the fans have been outstanding, turn up in the numbers that they have been doing, especially over the past week. It only helps the players. So it's nice to repay them, for, as I said, for the support they keep showing in us, and hopefully we can keep repaying them even more.
And whatever it takes, the club slashed the prices. It's going to be a good weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic from the club to do that, to get as many people in the stadium as we can, because obviously the Rochdale game was a Tuesday night, but there was a big crowd there and the noise was fantastic, and we only fed off that. Obviously winning the game 2-0 and scoring that another goal late on to seal the game, it's just an amazing feeling, and being able to just see the fans so happy, it's such a nice feeling for us.
I know you're all deliberately avoiding, you're bound to look at the league table, you're human, but you're avoiding analysing it too much, but it does feel much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, everyone knows the situation we're in. We're not going to hide from that fact, so but you can't dwell on it too much. You just have to, as everyone says, you focus on the next game, which is true. That's the only thing that you can next affect, and if you keep winning games, everything else will take care of itself.
You said this earlier as well, but Northampton then Newport, two teams who are fighting at the other end of the table, that'll be a good test for us.
Yeah, being at home is obviously going to only work in our favour, but two teams that are right up there fighting for promotion, it's going to be really tough games, but with the confidence that's in that dressing room at the minute, we feel like we can beat anybody.
These last question, Carl, these next two games coming up, chance for the home fans to get behind us. What's your message to them? A, as a thank you for what they've done, but what's to come as well?
Just hopefully you can get down if you're available. It's obviously a massive help for the lads, and hopefully we can get another win and get more and more fans into the stadium after each game.
Thanks for your time.